Do you remember when we first started working together and you sent me a picture of your breakfast and your hand was beside it and you were
Yeah,
like, why is what's with the hand? You're like, I'm showing you my portion size. And I was like, oh, well, great, but we don't worry about portion sizes. We
I
worry about
was
quality
so
of food.
happy and
Yeah.
so relieved when you told me no counting, no measuring, no any of those things. I was like,
Hey mamas, I am a weight loss coach who helps women lose weight without counting calories, without tracking macros, without all of the complicated fitness apps and feeling like you have to take on another full-time job in order to lose the weight. We are about quality food and strategic plans that fit within your life and schedule so that you can see the results that you wish to see and maintain them for life. I'm here with one of my clients, Amanda, who has lost 60 pounds over the course of 7 months working with me, and she is here to share about her experience.
so I'm a 56-year-old mother of two, single parent, and I work full time. Yeah, just very busy life, trying to fit everything in with a busy, yeah, I don't know what to say really. Like that's who I am.
Yeah. And what do you do for work?
I'm a legal assistant in a very fast-paced environment.
Okay, so kind of like a 9 to 5.
Yes, 9 to 5.
Okay. And can you share with me a little bit about where you were at before we started working together?
I was really frustrated because I had tried so many things, and they all worked. I didn't have problems losing weight. My challenge was always keeping weight off and keeping my body feeling healthy. I could lose weight, but I always didn't feel 100% or what have you. But then as soon as I would get to somewhere I was happy with, my eating habits would creep back in, the bad ones, and then I would put weight back on and then feel depressed and then take time before I could get myself back into the groove of trying again. And it was just a continual cycle of many different things until I met you.
So you were doing like calorie counting, weighing,
Calorie
measuring,
counting, weighing, measuring. I even at one point years back tried the Bernstein diet. Like I did many things. Tried many things. Weight Watchers, places where they provide food for you that you can purchase. Over the years, I've tried many different things, and what I found was they did is propel me into a heavier weight each time. I would
yeah.
get heavier and heavier and heavier, and it was just so disillusioning and disappointing, and made it so hard to want to continue trying because I felt like I kept failing, even though I was putting my best effort in and working really, really hard.
Yeah. So would you say that like you were under the impression that like you had to eat less and you had to like control your portions and that was the way that you were supposed to lose weight?
100%, 100%.
Yeah. And then
And
do you
measuring,
now?
and
Yeah.
yeah.
So now looking back, do you see that those efforts are likely the reason why you gained the weight back?
Oh yeah. I I'm in such a different mindset now. I don't weigh anything, I don't measure anything.
Yeah.
I only eat clean food and feel fabulous.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember when we first started working together and you sent me a picture of your breakfast and your hand was beside it and you were
Yeah.
why is what's with the hand? You're like, I'm showing you my portion size. And I was like, oh, well, great, but we don't worry about portion sizes. We
I
worry about
was
quality
so
of food.
happy and
Yeah.
so relieved when you told me no counting, no measuring, no any of those things. I was like, because the amount of time that adds to your meal prep is crazy. And if you're making like big dishes, like say you're making a big pot of soup, well then you want to measure your portions out properly. So you have to weigh the pot. You have to weigh, like I'm a very meticulous person, so I would weigh everything so I would get an exact measurement. That took a lot of effort, a lot of dishwashing. It was just a lot. It was ridiculous. It was another deterrent to wanting to try to lose weight because it was just, okay, now I can't just eat freely.
Again.
I have to do all this stuff on top of the effort that I'm putting in to lose weight and feel healthy and just feel good.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing I try to get across to people too. It's not only that it doesn't work, it's also that it's really annoying and not like it's like, when you're a mom and a career woman and you have all these things going on in your life, like you don't have time to be like weighing every morsel of food that goes into your mouth.
Well,
And like,
especially when you're feeding other people at the same
true.
time, right?
Yeah.
Single parent, I would be making food for everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was often making separate meals for myself as well as my kids, or it was such a huge endeavor to take
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Huge.
And it's a big reason why I think people fail is because it's not sustainable. You can't do that long term.
No, it's not. And it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's not like the same as now I prepare meals and it's fun. I love cooking because I just put all my good stuff together and make a great meal and it's delicious and there's no counting, no measuring, no nothing. It's just prepare the food as you enjoy it. And as long as you're eating clean ingredients,
Yeah.
your food's delicious.
Okay, that kind of leads us into the next question, which is what does your process for losing weight look like since working with me? So where is your focus now?
Well, I'm very much a believer, which I was before working with you, but even more so now about fasting, especially as a menopausal woman. Fasting is key to health and also your brain function because, you know, the fog and brain fog and everything as you get older, it's all to do with your hormones. And the fasting it's just such a lifesaver. And I think that any woman that tries it and understands it would see the difference. So the fasting and then also just eating properly healthy, clean foods, not limiting myself, eating until I'm full. Yeah, like I don't know, it just feels easy.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time answering it because it just feels so seamless and easy now. I just do my thing and it's just
So
easy.
quality of food while you are feasting and then fasting windows to support.
Exactly.
And so what about like if someone's watching this and thinking like, "Oh, like fasting, that sounds scary." Like how would was your like, you know, you didn't just start fasting
No, you start
or fast,
slowly. I
right?
mean, everybody has to start slowly, you know. I mean, everyone's got their own thing and everyone's unique and different. So, you know, a lot of the people that I've heard from, including you, talk about fasting, starting with that, you know, if someone who eats at night and eats first thing in the morning, extend that by a half an hour. Just start slowly. There's nothing that needs to be rushed, and your
Yeah.
body will adapt. Our bodies are miraculous. They will always adapt. And if you just do it slowly under your guidance, you know, your guidance is the key because you really tap into what's happening. I'm getting emotional because I just love you so much. You help me so much. And just, yeah, just tapping into what works for each individual and just doing it slowly until you find your groove. And it works. It's not a rush. It's a journey.
It is. Yeah, totally. And now, like on the other side of that, after like, implementing slow and steady, personalized, strategic, um, now you can easily get through like what, a 3-day fast.
Oh yeah, I can no problem fast for 3-day water
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
I typically fast about 17 hours a day, intermittent fasting, and then I usually throw in a 24-hour, 36-hour fast in, usually once a week, just to help with, you know, healing and autophagy and all those things.
Mm.
But yeah, and then, you know, a couple times a year, a 3-day water fast is fabulous. But I have no problem fasting. It's a great place. You feel great. I feel great when I fast. I love fasting actually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that people are shocked to realize is like sometimes you actually even have more energy when
Well, it
you're in a
also
fast.
gives you more time. There's no food to prepare. There's no not
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want when you're not eating. You have no dishes to wash. You have there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's like you just do your thing.
Yeah. All
So
you
free.
have to do is nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, support yourself. Sometimes if you're fasting, you might not feel the same as other times, and at those times you rest and you relax and you don't do too much. And other times you might find you have high energy and you can go out and do a hike and you know just be in tune with your body. And you also help with people finding their you know their inner voice, their inner tone, like what they need to listen to. You help people listen to the body and what they need to do for themselves.
Right. Because it's so much more than like do this workout, do this, eat this
And
thing, right?
no,
Like so much
yeah,
more than that.
yeah, everything's
So what
flexible
did that look
and
like
how you're
for
feeling.
you? Yeah. So in terms of like when we were working together, what did it feel like in terms of like commitment? Comparing it to, before when you've had these weight loss programs where you've had to weigh and measure and do all of the things. Like, what did you feel in terms of time commitment that you had to like make extra time for?
The only thing I really that comes to mind when you ask that is the extra time was like all the questions I had to ask for you that you so readily answered for me. It was
Mm.
literally just being on, you know, our chat forum and asking questions and getting the feedback and implementing those things. It didn't feel like it was a big commitment. It felt more like I was coming into myself.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if that makes sense, but like, because we all have to eat, we all have to do the things we're already
Right.
doing. It's just a matter of changing how you're doing them, like what you're consuming. And, I found that I wasn't a huge social media buff, but I really found that I didn't have any interest in social media because I was so busy working on doing things for myself. Like everything just felt so natural and right. And you were just an invaluable resource to me for so many things. I bombarded you with questions after questions after question. And that was if you want to talk about commitment, that was it. It was like, okay, I got to get on and talk to Steph and wait for the answers and see what I'm going to do next, like that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
And I love that. I think that's why you succeeded the way that you did, is because you literally didn't leave any detail unquestioned, right? Like you really utilized the coaching, and that's how I can really help, is when you reach
Yeah.
out to me and I can respond to you and I can give you feedback and we can pivot and troubleshoot based on whatever's coming up, whether that's like a physical thing, like my knee hurts when I do this exercise, or a food thing, like this doesn't feel good in my body, or I notice I don't sleep as well if I eat at too late into the night, or a mindset thing. Like I was triggered by this person who didn't show up for me or kept me waiting.
The mindset was huge. The mindset
Yeah.
was huge. The really huge. And all the recommended reading that you have there's your selection's incredible. It was between that and your information, just mind blowing and just wonderful.
Yeah. And it's something that you can utilize now forever. Like you have these tools now.
Yes.
So when
100.
your old programming comes up, you can, with the tools that
Oh,
you have in
I'm
place.
not gonna lie, I've had some stressors happen in the last little while and sort of some old habits creeped back in, but
Mhm.
not like last time. Didn't
Yeah.
put on all this weight and like regret and allow it to spiral. I was like, no, you know what? It's okay. Forgive yourself. It's life. You know what to do and just get back on plan and not even plan. I don't want to call it a plan. It's just get back on life. Just get back on what you know works and
Yeah.
stop allowing outside things to affect how you love yourself.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Oh, I just got goosebumps. Okay, so I think you kind of almost just answered the next question, but based on where what the work that we've done together, like where do you see yourself in the next like 6 to 12 months?
Just getting healthier, feeling better, and just continuing on this path of self-discovery and eating well and just loving myself.
Yeah.
Just continuing, my efforts to learn and, with the foundation you provided, it's sky's the limit.
Yeah. So were you surprised by the results that you got from working with me?
I'm going to say yes to no because, as I said, I never really have a problem with results, getting the weight lost.
Hmm.
Um, right now, I'm still sort of on my journey and I'm not putting the weight back on. So this is huge because I started working with you in October of 2023. And I've sort of, like I said, I've had a couple of struggles, but I've been able to like get right back on track. So that in itself is like that's what I wanted. That's what I was looking for with working with you, was like, how do I stop myself from sabotaging myself? How do I stay on a plan that works for me? And yes, it's okay to mess up. If you
Yeah.
mess up, we all do. That's
Yeah.
okay. Have the
Yeah.
tools in your toolbox to get back to where you want to be. And
Absolutely.
not allowing it to make you feel guilty and like you're a horrible person and you can't do, all this negative self-talk, stopping it in its tracks, saying, nope,
Yeah.
it's okay, you're human, it's not a big deal, just
Yeah.
move on. And
That's-
that is huge. It sounds simple, but it's so huge.
yeah. We're either winning or we're learning.
Exactly. Yeah. Find the lesson in everything. Yeah.
And so this is an interesting one. Were you surprised about anything with my coaching? Did you have any doubts, misconceptions? Like I know that you had kind of followed me for a while, so you kind of knew who I was, what I stand for. But was there anything that caught you off guard, or any doubts that creeped up before you started?
No, I would say no. Like you said, I had been following you for some time and I was aware, we'd had some exchanges as well. Like I didn't really know you, but I knew, like, I followed you. You didn't really know me, as I guess is a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, your no BS approach as well is incredible. I am a person who loves it when people just say it as it is and come to me with, the actual information I'm looking for instead of trying to sugarcoat it. Not that you're not the most lovely, kind, wonderful, compassionate person, but I just love your like direct approach about everything. I don't think anything caught me by surprise. Like and I didn't have doubts. I went into it fully trusting and believing in what you were telling me, and it really paid off. So I tend to be that kind of a person. I know that not a lot of people aren't really like that, but I can assure anybody watching this that if you're working with Steph, you are in good hands and you can find me if you're not and tell me off because I'm fully committed. That's the truth. Like you know what you're talking about. You got it going on.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of just answered the next question. If someone was on the fence about working with me, and having doubts and feeling like they're not sure about it, what would you have to say to them?
Well, that I understand how it can be so scary, especially if you've been down the path that I have, like so many women have, of trying and working hard and then failing and putting on more weight. And the whole cycle of it all is just so disillusioning. And you trust people and they turn around and they disappoint you. So it is a scary thing to put yourself out there with a new person and thinking, well, is this the one? But I can assure you, again, Stephanie, you are the one. Like, you don't you back everything with science and stuff too. Like everything is real. Like it's not, there's no gimmicks. There's no gimmicks. And I just people just have to trust that you're going to help them, and I can assure them that you will. Like I don't know what else to say, but it's scary, but you have to overcome that. It's
Yeah.
you know
It's a leap of faith, right?
it is. It's a leap of faith. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Okay. And are there any final thoughts? I think we covered pretty much everything. Is there anything else that you have to say or want to share?
Nothing, just other than I just love you so much, Steph. Like you
Oh, that's
are
so
life changing. You're just such a wonderful person. Any opportunity I get to share you with other people, I do.
Yeah. I appreciate that. And I
Your
appreciate you.
success means the success of women everywhere.
So if you are a busy working mama just like Amanda and are looking to accomplish the same results or similar, then head to the description below where you can book a call and we can discuss your struggles and your goals and how I can help you reach those goals. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.